Welcome to GamerStation's Browser Games of the Week for the week of February 26th. And I'm your host, Steven SnakeYukin Lindsey. And yes, we're still behind, but we're slowly catching up, I hope. And yes, we're keeping the top 10 list for now. Right now, we have 3 yays on keeping it and 1 nay for changing it back. So, right now, the yays are ahead, so we're keeping it till the nays win. Number 10 this week is Ragdoll Laser Dodge 2. The point is very simple and is explained in the title of the game. You control a ragdoll and you are to dodge lasers 2. There are also 2 control methods, mouse and keyboard, but between the two, I prefer the mouse over the keyboard any day. Like most, you're not here for some absurd story that's been added on for some reason or another. No, it's all about the high scores and bragging rights. Lasers will damage your ragdoll, and if it's a headshot or enough hits to the body, it's game over. Also, there's an assortment of ragdolls to unlock, but I was only able to unlock one of them. Number 9, World of Mutants. More like mutants in space. But if they're in space, then couldn't they just technically be aliens? Semantics aside, this is a fun little pixel shooter. Like good old space shooters, all your character can do is shoot forward. Never backwards, never up, and never down. Just straight ahead. Along the way, spaceships will fly by to drop some upgrades. This includes such things as extra characters who can shoot beside you, upgrading individuals' power, and even upgrading all characters' weapons. At the end of each stage is a boss that you must defeat to move on. I didn't find a lot of the levels all that hard, except for one, but it is hard to keep all of your extra characters alive. And also on the negative side, none of these sprites actually move, they're all just stationary. Number 8, the Moops Combos of Joy. It's time to teach those Moops a lesson by shooting at them and trying to combo as well as you can. If you're able to combo 3 in one shot, then you will get extra ammo, which is imperative to being able to finish a level. At times though, this can be easier said than done. While you may think your ball will bounce off in a particular way, you'll be surprised that it didn't and that you'll end up losing said level because of that. Also, for some reason, only combos involving the ball hitting multiple moops count. Not if multiple moops hit other moops, even though that's still considered a combo in the game. Before we go on, let's have a browser game update. In a previous video sometime last year, we told you about Street Fighter Legend of SnakeYukin, I don't know. It's an RPG game based upon the first Street Fighter, and it was divided into 3 different parts. Now all 3 parts of the game have been brought together into one big old package. I really wasn't the biggest fan of these games, mainly just the cutscenes as they could sometimes be a little too wordy and I'm not really into the Street Fighter story. Anyways, if you're into Street Fighter, like RPGs, or just want a unique take on these games, this is worth a look. And plus, you can now get them in just one game instead of having to play 3 different ones. Back to our list, starting at number 7, Airport Mania 2. While to many, comparing this to Diner Dash might seem a little weird, this gameplay style is very similar in a way to that game. Your goal is to keep all the little airplanes with fancy faces happy by clicking on a runway, their table. Then if there's room, send them to a gate, their meal, to drop off and pick up passengers, maybe sending them to get gas in between, their, yeah, I don't have anything on Diner Dash on that. When they're done, send them on their way, giving them their checks. Also, there's a combo system in which you can get more points for having similar color planes sent to a gate and having incoming and outgoing planes quickly following each other on a strip. And also, I'm not saying this is a ripoff of Diner Dash in case anyone thinks I'm saying that. Number 6, Fancy Pants Adventure Sneak Peek. So this game is a sneak peek of a version of the game that's supposed to be coming out on the PSN and XBLA sometime this spring. All I can say is that hopefully it doesn't suffer from some of the glitches that this version does. Let's get this out of the way. When you're running around and all that, it's fun and extremely fluid. But it's when you experience glitches that completely stop the game that ruins it for you. Now, the first time I started the game, Fancy Pants magically disappeared, reappeared when he hit an enemy on the other side of the map, disappeared quickly again, and then the camera went all the way to the starting point. After a restart, that didn't happen again, but I did get stuck in a wall. This definitely would be higher on the list if there wasn't so many bugs that you might come across. We're halfway through our list, and that means it's time for our classic browser game of the week pick. Our pick for this week is 99 bricks. You have 99 Tetris bricks, and it's up to you to build a tower as tall as you can. That's really all there is to it, and that's all you need. Well, there's bragging rights too. Oh, and some of those congregate achievements that I'm assuming people are really into? It's not a complex game, but it sure will likely be bringing you back to get a higher tower than you did before. Also, remember, you got 99 Tetroids, but, yeah, parodies are harder than I thought they were. Number 5, Interlocked. It's a fun little puzzle game that reminds me of some of the puzzles I had when I was young. You have several pieces that interlock together to form one shape. Your goal is to remove each of those pieces, but the issue is that you have to take them out in a particular order. Starting off, this will likely be easy, but when you have to move a few different pieces so that you can get one single piece out, expect to need to do a little more thinking to get those out. Now, an issue I experienced is that I often found that certain pieces are very picky on if they can move or not, when they should be able to clearly get through the opening. Come on! Go through already! Number 4, Legend of the Goat Robot. The only hope to save the world from the evil mage, warlock, wizard, what have you, is a giant goat robot. The only issue is that the parts for the robot have been scattered across a large area, and only you, yes, it's always you, the hero of this tale and an Indiana Jones wannabe, can find those pieces. You do so by going to excavation sites, moving around, digging, fighting the evil hordes that want you dead in a turn-based RPG battle, and then after a long day, you can sleep for that day. As it is an RPG, the more you kill, the more experience you get, which will eventually lead to a level up, which you can use then to increase certain stats, and also certain equipment then become available in the stores. Number 3, Clarence's Big Chance. Clarence makes me feel good about myself. He isn't that good looking, doesn't know proper bathing, collects and eats slugs, and wants the ladies but can never get them. Well, fortune has changed and he's found one through one of those internet web thingies by using false information like everybody does. Your goal is to get Clarence ready for the date, to collect money, and to also find out info about the girl. Like your favorite genre of films are pornographies. Yeah, I'm sure that'll get all the guys out there excited. First day is a back-to-back feature of I Pray Missionary and Riding Hard and Long. Perhaps it'll get her in the mood to pretend you two were in that movie. Then before you know it, she leaves you for a guy with a more extensive catalog of videos and knowledge on the subject, and then she says she never wants to see you again.
Everybody loves donuts. Lord knows I do. Everybody loves donuts. So
Okay, I'm feeling a little better now. So help Clarence find everything in his extremely huge house so that his day can go well in this platformer. Number 2, Elephant Quest. So get this, one day a little elephant is wearing his new bowler hat, when a woolly mammoth comes along and gets jealous and steals the elephant's hat. That's not a joke. Anyway, you play as that elephant, whose goal is to shoot and kill everything in his way to get to where Wooly ran off to. Along the way, expect to have to complete a few quests. If you want to get some extra experience and extra guns, that is. That's right, this is also an RPG game. Unlike that game 2 places back, this one has a different stat leveling up system. Select a few blocks that you want to have, which will grant more health or points in certain areas, and then there's another screen that you put in 5 points and da-da-da-da-da. Oh, and there's also balloons to collect. Yeah, balloons! And for this week, our pick for our number 1 browser game of the week is Battle Paint. Are you wanting a fun, multi-directional shooter that isn't a zombie game? That the premise is simple, but can get extremely hard at points? Well then, Battle Paint will likely scratch that itch of yours. Maybe. You're going against wave after wave after wave of enemies of colorful blocks. When you kill them, they explode into a colorful mess that stays on the stage. Well, that's true, until you kill enough colors to get a 3-shot spread for a few seconds. Then you can wipe off all that extra color and get extra points too. This is extremely fun and quite addictive. It's not just my opinion on the matter. It's the fact that at least one of my friends also likes and is addicted to this game. And that brings us to the end of our list. Remember to subscribe to us to be up to date on both of our series, our browser games of the week, as well as our Gamer Station indie game news segments, where we tell you about some of the news in the indie game world that happened for that week. Also, please comment, like, and fave all of our videos, as well as telling all of your friends about us.